For investors who are investing in the Lekki axis, which is the Lagos Island, some are bought properties around Orchid, Ikota, Lekki Second Toll Gate, Chevron axis already, and some are about to buy and already looking at different Instagram pages, Amos of Lagos, Lekki Ajah, JBR. There are just so many realtors on the island right now, so everyone is a realtor basically. So some are actually confused about where they should buy. Should I get something in Chevron, maybe an apartment or a duplex, or should I just go to Ajah and get something which is much more affordable, or should I buy something at Orchid? Now the prices can be very confusing, as well as these locations, as some people are not really familiar with where is Chevron, where is Chevron Toll Gate, where is Lekki Second Toll Gate, where is Ajah. So in this episode of Meet the Property Guy, we'll be looking at Chevron, properties for sale in Chevron versus properties for sale in Orchid versus properties for sale in Ajah. Specifically, we're looking at houses for sale in this location and guiding your investments about investing in these locations. So in case you are coming across, if this is the first time, these are Meet the Property Guy Property channel, and this will discuss everything real estate for those who want to invest, for those avid investors who are investing already, and first time investors who are just trying to take the baby steps on investing here in Lagos real estate, Nigeria real estate entirely. So we share tips, guide, and advice on locations here. Should you invest for shortlet? Should you invest for land banking? Should you buy and flip? Should you invest in Ekpe? Should you invest in Chevron Lekki? And the titles and documents about these properties which you must understand, so that you're not going to get scammed or get frauded. So after watching this particular episode, there are some topics I've covered already about the Lekki axis already, about shortlet in Lekki, about buy and flip in Lekki, how to invest 30 million in Lekki, how to invest 50 million in Lekki. So you are definitely going to learn a lot. So let's look at it. Houses, properties for sale in Chevron versus properties for sale in Orchid versus properties for sale in Ajah. Where should you invest? Now, right now, the only route that comes into the Lekki Ajah axis right now is the Lekki Ekpe Expressway, which is starting from the Ozumba and Badiwe down to Ekpe. So, for anyone coming into the island, that you are coming from Lekki Phase 1, you are coming from Victoria Island, you are coming from Ikoyi, you are definitely going to get to Chevron Drive before you get to Chevron Toll Gates or Lekki Second Toll Gates, and before you get to Ajah. So it's Chevron Drive first in terms of proximity, then Orchid, Ikota, Chevron Toll Gate next, and then Ajah third. Now a lot of people are avoiding Ajah because of the traffic, because between Chevron Drive to Ajah there are some bottlenecks you are going to meet traffic. The VGC traffic is there, sometimes the Orchid traffic, and sometimes also the Ajah bridge traffic, or the Ajah under bridge. We are going to Badore. So some people are very reluctant to invest in Ajah right now simply because of that traffic. So that means if you are avoiding traffic, your specific preference should be Chevron. But if you are looking at something more affordable, it's Ajah, because right now 70 million can get you a 4-bed terrace in Chevron Drive. 4-bed, 70-75 million can get you a 4-bedroom terrace in Chevron Drive. But that same 70 to 75 million can get you a fully detached duplex in Ajah. Fully detached. You are not sharing anything. So I'm still going to do a video about the pros and cons about terrace houses, but that's coming later on. So you can see that what's getting a terrace in one place is getting like a fully detached in another place. So Ajah is basically much cheaper than Chevron. Now, is not casted in stone. There are some properties in Ajah, particularly around the Royal Garden Estates, around Thomas Estates, that are almost selling at the same price of Chevron. You can see some fully detached duplex in Ajah at 190 million, which is like almost the same price of what I'm going to buy a duplex in Chevron Drive. Now, most times, why it's like that is because these duplexes are on a larger land size. Duplex around the Royal Garden Estate sitting on around like 450 to 550 square meter, which means that you have a car park space for like 6 cars. While the duplex that is sitting in Chevron, that is like maybe 150 or 130 million, is on a like 280 to 300 square meter, and your car park is just only for 3 cars. So you get it now. So most times the land size can also be a determinant to what the price of a property in any of this location can be. Now, so let's look at in terms of opportunities in this location. I've already explained about proximities, Chevron, Orchid, then Ajah. Now, in terms of rental income, definitely Chevron wins. The rental income you can make in Chevron is higher, Chevron Drive is higher than what you can make at Orchid. And the rental income at Orchid is higher than what you can make at Ajah. In Chevron Drive right now, a BQ is a studio in some estates is like 751 million. Yeah, 750k per annum for BQ, just the BQ in Chevron. But at Ajah, comfortably, you can still get for a 2-bed at 1 million, a 2-bed at 1.2 million, and if it's Royal Garden, Royal Palm Estates at Badori, a 2-bed at maybe 1.5, 2 million naira too at Ajah. So, which means that the rental value in Ajah is quite lesser than Orchid, and the rental value in Orchid is lesser than what you can get in Chevron Drive. Hope you get it now. So most times rental value is also about the cost of your property, because a 2-bedroom apartment in Chevron right now is like 50 million, maybe 48 million, 50 million. So anybody that wants to rent that out will definitely be renting out at 2.5 million. But a 2-bed at Ajah, you're going to get like 35 million. So someone can rent that out like 1.8, 1.7 million. So the cost of a property will always determine the rental value in the market. Now, Orchid is also fantastic. Orchid is just like the middle beds between Chevron Drive and then Ajah. Anything that once you are past Ikota and you're at Ilaje, Mobile Ilaje, VGC, the Ajah Bridge, all those parts are regarded as Ajah. And you have left Lekki. So Orchid, Ikota is just like the last bus stops in Lekki. So it's poor man's Lekki. Some people will call it, I don't call it that way, but it's quite expensive. So at Orchid, you are still going to get a terrace duplex for 55, 58, 60 million. A 4-bedroom terrace duplex, 55, 58, 60 million for a 4-bedroom terrace duplex. And a semi-detached duplex between 70 million if it's not self-gated. 65 million even, some places 65 million if it's not self-gated, but if it's self-gated, the semi-detached duplex are like 75 to 85 million at Orchid. While the fully detached duplexes at Orchid, the cheapest you can get is like 1995. Most of the fully detached duplex at Orchid and Chevron right now are all above 100 million. So like I said before, 75 to 85 million that will get you a semi-detached duplex with BQ at Orchid. If you carry that to Ajah, you are going to get a fully detached duplex. But really, the rental is not really different. At Chevron right now, a fully detached duplex is basically 7 to 8 million. The cheapest fully detached duplex you can get for rent is 6.5 million at Chevron Drive. But for most that you are going to get in the market, 7, 8 million, even some 10 million for a fully detached duplex. At Orchid right now is slightly cheaper. So fully detached 6 million, some 5 million fully detached, and max 7 million for fully detached, max 7 million at Orchid, except maybe it has a pool, but it doesn't have a pool, max 7 million rental for a fully detached duplex. Now for Ajah, duplex 3.5, 4 million, max 5 million. So sometimes as an investor, you buying a fully detached duplex at Ajah at 180 million and you're not staying there, I don't think it makes sense really financially. If you want to buy for rental to get better rental income, then your concentration should be something closer, not something further. Except you want to buy to stay for yourself, because a 180 duplex at Ajah that is fully detached will definitely likely come with a swimming pool. You're also going to get far more bigger land size and parking space. But if you want to rent it out, you can still command the same value as Chevron or as Orchid. Hope you are getting it now. Now, I did a video previously talking about the rental, the shortlet market in Chevron. Shortlet ends at Chevron Drive. If you are investing in Ajah for shortlet, is a margin market. Ajah, Abraham Adesonya, Badori, anything that you are buying there for shortlet is a margin. Your occupancy rate shouldn't be likely be 5%, which is like around like 3 days a month, 2 days a month. And if in some odd months where you can get like maybe 15 days or 20 days, it's not going to be constant. It's just going to be once in a while. So the market there is emerging, but it will get there. It will get there. So it makes sense for you to position yourself there earlier before it gets there. Because the regional road that are doing at VGC right now, I keep saying that in my video, regional road. See, that regional road is going to transform properties in the Lekki Ajah axis. If I want to invest anyone right now to invest in anything on the island, I will tell you to invest in anything at the right hand side of Lekki, where that regional road is going to pass. Because the mere fact that your residents or your tenants have an alternative route right from their estates to get to Lekki or to get to Ikoyi means that you can charge them higher for rent. So for you owning anything at the right hand side of Lekki, Chevron Alternative, Chevron Drive, Osapa London, Agungi, Freedom Way, any property that you have at this right hand side, you are just positioning yourself for a boom. Once that regional road complete like this, rental market at that right hand side will beat the left hand side. Now, once that regional road is also completed, most of the constraints that a lot of people have about and the objections that a lot of people have about Ajah will reduce, because it will reduce the traffic time from people coming from Ajah down to Lekki, which means that the rental market in Ajah will also increase, which will spill over to Abraham Adesonya, which will spill over to some Gotedo, and no. So if you're on the island and you're complaining of rents, I have bad news for you. Your rent is about to go up. Oh. Alright, so the spillover is coming definitely, and I'm projecting around like 2 years. The rents in that axis for some locations will go as high as 30%, 30 to 50%, as high as 30 to 50%, and the minimum that is going to go in some locations will be like 15% in that Lekki Ajah axis. So if there's any property that you can key into right now for rental income on the island, this is the best time for you to do that. The price of properties will go up, the rental value will definitely go up too. Now, like I advised before, if you want to buy a fully detached and your objective is to rent it out, Chevron is better. Chevron is better. If you buy a fully detached in Ajah, even at the same price as what you can get in Chevron, the rental in Chevron will still beat the one in Ajah because it's closer. It will still be, except you want to stay there, but you are not staying there. Chevron is better. Now, if you want to invest for shortlets and you want to start earning right away, Chevron Orchid is better. Ajah is still emerging. But if you want to position yourself, right? You want to position yourself for the shortlet market that is coming, Ajah is okay because the entry is lower. 35 million, you get a flat. 35 million at Chevron, you might not get a flat in some places. The flat in Chevron right now is like 40 million, 37.5 for even a one bed. Same thing as Orchid can still luckily get a one bed at 30 million, but a two bed right now they are pegging at 43 million for Orchid for a two bed apartment. So you can still get a two bed terrace duplex around like 45, 48. Yeah, a two bed terrace duplex 45, 48 at Orchid. So that's also another opportunity too. So a two bed terrace, you can also use it for shortlet, or you can use it for rental. A two bed apartment, you can use it for shortlet, you can use it for rental. There's nobody that will build a shortlet, a two bed terrace in Chevron. Land in Chevron, 600 square meters is like 100 million. 600 square meter, 100 million. So everybody is going high rise, block of flats. So it makes sense for you to invest in in block of flats in Chevron Drive. Either you want to rent it out or you want to put it on shortlet, is always going to sell. Now, if you want to invest for buy and flip, which means that you just want to buy, hold for like maybe 12 months, 18 months, and then flip, you can invest in fully detached in Ajah or Abraham Adesonya. It makes sense. investing in fully detached or in Bangladesh for buy and flip make a lot of sense. Just imagine when land use started selling urban prime, the 3-bed then was like around, as a point, it was 52 million. 53 million. That same 3-bed right now is valued in the market at 82 million. So even as resale, you can sell at worst 78 million for something that you buy at 53 million. So the buy and flip turnover around Ajah, Ibamadesoya is higher than what you can get at Orchid and Chevron. So for you to invest in off plans around Ajah, Ibamadesoya for buy and flip right now make a lot of sense. If your target is buy and flip, if we can see an off plan in Chevron too, is not bad, because there is a 5-bed one of my clients bought around 2 years ago at 78 million. Right now that 5-bed is valued at 110 million, and he has already collected a 6 million naira rent on that same property. So it just makes a lot of sense for you to look at opportunities where can just easily put your money, collect rents, and still flip and still make some money too in these locations: Chevron, Orchid, and also the Ajahs. So I know you are definitely going to be seeing different listings on Instagram, like second toll gates, Chevron toll gates, Chevron Drive, Ajah, and you don't really understand which one is which one is which location, which one is in which location. Another thing I will advise is better in any of this location you buy in established estates. Established estate like Chevy View, Bera Estate, Tulip Estate in Chevron Drive. Established estates like the Royal Palm Estate Cooperative Villa in Badore, Ado Road axis. Established estates like Oral Estates, Ikota Villa, Ikota GRA, Megamond Estates in Lekki second toll gate. Now the reason is because you see these established estates, they have a better maintenance culture. So it means that in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years time, your property will not depreciate and will not devalue because the company or facility managers were not unable to manage or maintain that estate. And that's why I love Victoria Crest estates. Either their estate in Chevron, their estate in Orchid, even the estate that are built 6 years, 7 years ago, it continues to have value because they do a lot in maintenance. These maintenance are extremely important, particularly if you are buying for rental income or for shortlet, because if these infrastructures are dilapidating and they are not improving and maintaining them, it's going to affect the value of your property. So that's why most of these established estates, they charge more. You can pay maybe 3 million or 5 million more on the value of the property to buy there. Buy it. It's going to serve you a lot in the long run because there will be a flood control measures, there will be good maintenance, maintaining the plants, the greeneries, maintaining the street lights, maintaining the security too, to ensure that that place doesn't become security porous for you and for your residents, maybe the people that are renting your house. So that's why our advice you buy in established estates in this location: Oral Estate, Megamond, Lekki County, Ikota Villa, Ikota GRA, Lekki Palm City, Cooperative Villa, Chevy View, Bera Estates. So these estates that are established estates, some of them have been there 10 years, 9 years, and they are still very okay, very fantastic. So you can see that these places are where, as long as you have your property there, it will continue adding value. Unlike estates like 1 year or 2 years time, if those estates are not maintained, in 3 or 5 years time, it's going to start affecting your investment or your property in that particular estate. So these are my tips, these are my advices, these are my guides for you if you are looking to invest in properties and houses in Chevron, houses in Orchid, houses in Chevron toll gates, houses in Ajah. These are the different factors that you must consider. So as your own property on the planet, your property advisor, property consultant, my role and my responsibility is to guide your investment to ensure you are taking the right steps on the right property at the right locations and at the right time. So thanks. If you have been learning a lot from our videos, don't forget to give us a thumb like. Don't forget to give us a thumb like. It shows engagement and also help to boost our video to more viewers. So kindly give us a thumb like. And if you have not subscribed yet, you've been learning, been sharing these guys. I don't want you to miss any video. Kindly also subscribe and also be a part of the channel. So thanks once again. I'll see you next time.